YouTube, please don't copyright strike this video. I don't own the content here. The only thing I own is the editing and my voice. So please do not copyright strike this video. I might be censoring the footage and editing to prevent this, okay? Thank you, goodbye. I've been watching the DVD for over 2 consecutive years now. Please help me. Gotta give credit to the child elves, even though they only appear for like 2 minutes. Also, you're giving spoilers to the plot.
Merry Christmas!
It's strange not hearing, "Hi, we're the Wiggles," for the 1,000,000th time.
Now we're getting ready for a wiggly Christmas.
Take a shot every time they say Christmas in this whole special. You will die.
He's making and eating some delicious Christmas fruit salad.
That looks like a regular fruit salad to me.
And here's the bowl for all the Wiggles.
Anthony is greedy about his fruit salad. Also, that noise plays every time something weird happens, like it's a laugh track in a sitcom. You thought the Wiggles will let you escape your religion class? Nope, too bad. Trust me, there's a lot of religious songs in here. I mean, it is about Christmas. Why am I doing this?
The owl was there with eyes so wide.
Why are you pointing out the owls specifically? Sorry, I don't know too much about the Bible, so sorry if this is a little bit, Man, there are a lot of choreography errors in this whole thing, but I'm gonna put them all as one sin so I don't have to go through them all.
That was a beautiful song, Emma.
Oh, thanks, Simon.
Why is she thanking him? She wasn't the one who wrote that.
Lachy is busy with his super speed invention to help clean Wiggle House quickly.
Lachy always screws up with his inventions, even outside of this special, and yet you still trust him to use his inventions for daily tasks? Next thing you know, there's gonna be an apocalypse on the Wiggly World, all because Lachy never tested out his, I don't know, pet cleaning invention?
My speed.
What was he trying to say there? I can barely tell. The subtitles of the DVD says that he might be saying, "Make me speedy," but I don't hear it, honestly. Also, you can tell that he's acting because no person runs like that, even when they're fast, and he blinks in normal speed. Simon scrubs at Lachy's goggles in and immediately makes him speed up again. Bro, he sprayed that thing on his whole head.
It's Dorothy, the dinosaur. Let me hear you say...
Ugh. Paul Paddock's Dorothy impression makes me want to throw up. And yes, that's Paul Paddock, because it stated in the credits that Paul Paddock voiced Dorothy. He voiced Dorothy's laugh for 2 songs, the other one being Christmas Picnic.
And they've all got their Christmas clobber on.
Clobber is not going to make any sense to those who aren't Australian.
Oh, yeah! Ring the bells! It's Christmas time!
Don't you mean? Ring the bells, it's Christmas time.
I do!
Oh, that was cringy. Also, they did not change the video at the right time during the transition.
But I'm not quite sure where Wags the dog went. I think he might be bouncing around a Christmas tree somewhere. Where's Wags?
Did you not just say where he was just now?
I think he might be bouncing around a Christmas tree somewhere.
I'm retracting a sin because I'll say that this cover is much better than the original where they sang that part in octave higher so it sounded like we don't know where Bob's talking about. I know I said I put all the choreography errors into one sin, but how did they not notice this in editing? Clearly! He was literally doing a different move and then he realized what he was doing and so he went back to the correct move. How did they not notice this?
Wow, it looks like Wags is bouncing his way to the beach. Let's all go to the picnic.
Oh, so we're gonna get on with the song already instead of having a creative transition like the other songs did? Again, having a picnic on a beach on Christmas is not gonna make any sense to those who aren't Australian, but for context, Australia is so hot that they never get any snow, so they always go to the beach on Christmas because, yes. Also, I find it weirdly unsatisfying that every time they go, "Ooh, it's Christmas Day," the camera always pans to Lachy, Simon, and Henry just sitting there. Like, come on, we get this scene already!
I've looked after portion control as well, Simon.
I'm sorry, but what was Simon trying to do? I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. The "oh no, oh what" cliche is kind of annoying. Oh boy, I've got a lot to say about this scene, so buckle up, folks. First of all, I want to say that this was made when the iPhone was like a baby, so it's kind of a topic in this whole special. Second, why would everyone think it's their phone? Do they all have the same ringtone? Why would everyone have the same ringtone? Third, it would make sense for the old telephone users to think it's their phone, but for the mobile users, who uses an old telephone noise for their ringtone? Fourth, why does everyone have a name for their phone? Some are creative like the Shellaphone or the Bone Phone, while some, they really were too lazy to think of a name, so they just came up with the Bass Voice Phone or the Purple Glitter Phone. Fifth, why did they play that quote-unquote laugh track sound every time the humans realize that it's not their phone? It's only the humans, it's not the other guys. 6, when the humans think it's their phone, they just lean it up to their ear without pressing a button. Lachy presses a button, so it shows that he got the call screen. They didn't get the call screen, so why did they lean it up to the ear like they were on the call screen and they didn't even press the button? They should have noticed the button beforehand. So how? 7th, this little kid literally walks into frame. Imagine going to your local Australian beach and seeing the Wiggles just standing on a hill recording a video. 8th, how did Lachy not immediately notice that it was his phone the moment it started ringing? Did he have his vibration on? 9th, for some reason, the ringing pauses every time it cuts to another Wiggle. It should have kept ringing like it did when it panned to Anthony. So why didn't it do that when it cut to the Wiggles? I mean, I guess it would get pretty annoying, but at least let them know that wasn't their phone! And 10th, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus were just sitting there waiting for Lachy to answer for about a minute. So why didn't they just assume that Lachy was busy and they would, like, I don't know, call someone else? Jeez, that was 10 whole sins just for that one scene. Anyway, why would Santa call someone for help? What? Also, this isn't the real Santa because he has an Australian accent. And why would he be calling someone all the way from Australia to come all the way around to the North Pole to help him? You know that's gonna take way too dang long, right? Also, I think now's a good time to mention before I forget that the date time is very inconsistent throughout this DVD. In some songs, they say it's Christmas Day. Sometimes they say it's Christmas Eve. Sometimes they say it's almost Christmas Day. So, what day is it?
Hello, my name is Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's not like this is the kid's first Christmas. No wonder your elves are running behind on your schedule. You're hiring children. Talk about child slavery. Oh wait, I mean your schedule. Okay, Santa, can you stop pointing out the obvious? We've obviously seen that whole thing. How did they get here in like a minute? That should not have taken them a minute to get there. By foot. Also, Santa only asked for the purple one. Get out. Santa doesn't need your little introduction. He already knows who you are and where you live.
I will flap my wings 3 times. Or was it 4?
If Lachy already forgets how his thing works, then you're screwed. Also, I get that you want wings, but you don't have any. I think it's kind of sort of funny that Emma, Anthony, and Simon just kind of start going, well, Lachy's inventions kind of suck, not gonna lie. He's right there, you know. You can see that Mrs. Claus is lip-syncing, well, not much doubt. Well, if you knew that Lachy's inventions would be terrible, then why, of all people, would you ask Lachy to use an invention on your elves to make them go faster if he has never tested them out first before using it for real? You could have brought in some random professional scientist that would know about this stuff, but nope, you had to choose the one person who does not know how to make inventions correctly to make an invention that has a high chance of screwing up to help your elves. Why? A few seconds ago, everyone was just like, well, we really shouldn't trust Lachy with this. His inventions kind of suck. Then in this scene, Anthony and Simon's like, oh yeah, Lachy, you got this. Your invention's totally not gonna screw up for the 1 millionth time. Also, I don't think you were flapping your quote-unquote wings there, Lachy. Maybe that's what made your invention screw up. Again.
I've made the elves football player sized.
Okay, Lachy, now that's just offensive. You could have just said they were grown-ups now, Lachy. Oh wait, the actors are football players, never mind. But imagine if they weren't, though.
Well, it's been a long time since I've had to wrap Christmas presents.
Excuse me, Santa doesn't wrap the Christmas presents. This song here is clearly filler. This did not need to be here. Santa stands up for no reason, then sits back down. There is no tea inside of those cups, so spilling it on Jay would have left a stain. But there's no stain, so there's nothing there. If the child who got that teddy bear suddenly smells tea inside of its fur, then they'll know who to blame. Oh, I guess Lachy's invention worked after all. Either that, or Jay just had that ability from the start and he just never showed it until now. Jay, you really should have already known that you'd be the champion Christmas rapper if you were paying attention over all of that present wrapping noises off camera, then you would have heard that they literally called you the champion Christmas rapper 3 times in that whole song.
Jay is the champion Christmas rapper. Jay is the champion Christmas rapper. Jay is the greatest Christmas rapper.
We can have all those presents wrapped and delivered to the children by December 24th. That's Christmas Eve.
Oh my god, don't you mean December 25th Christmas? Because you're delivering the presents on December 24th Christmas Eve, and you're supposed to be delivering them by December 25th Christmas. So why are you saying Christmas Eve? I honestly think the reprise of this song is much worse than the original because they clearly did not take any singing lessons and I can only hear Mrs. Claus. I know this is weird coming from me who also has a singing voice similar to them and also never took singing lessons, but I at least was self-taught. Guys, that's not nearly as enough presents for all of the millions of children in the world. You only got like 3 of the 20 presents you've wrapped, and now you're choosing to take off?
Now, if I turn this fan on, point it towards the carrots, the reindeer will smell the carrots.
Lachy, that's not how physics work. First off, why are these bunnies here? They shouldn't be here. They should have frozen to death already, because bunnies cannot survive in the coldness of the Arctic. Second, how do they smell the carrots from all the way probably across from the other side of the earth, and then they managed to make their way to the North Pole in like 2 seconds? How?
Oh, I love your singing, Wiggles.
We literally just dealt with 2 bunnies and another failed invention yet again, and you're saying, oh, your singing's amazing. There are 2 lyrical errors in this whole thing. The lyrics to Away in a Manger say, the stars in the sky, but they say the stars in the night sky. The lyrics for Away in a Manger says, asleep on the hay, but they say asleep in the hay. But then again, the lyrics kind of change depending on what version of Away in a Manger you're listening to, so I'm half right, half wrong here. God, why does every single animal have to be a furry? And why does Santa only have 2 reindeer? He's supposed to have 9. Oh wait, I mean Santa. No you're not. You're dancing in the North Pole with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and 2 furry reindeer. Santa pulls on the reins even though the reins aren't even attached to the reindeer's necks. But I can see that they don't want to strangle their actors to death.
And let's all say, go, Santa, go.
Go, Santa, go!
Roll credits.
Oh, and look at all this snow. I'm starting to feel really cold.
Only now are you starting to feel cold? You should have frozen to death moments ago. And even with your wiggly merchandise, you still will freeze to death because it's not strong enough. Keep in mind, they're in the North Pole. The dang North Pole. Why would he go to the jungle to deliver presents to children? There's no one living in the jungle but animals. And animals don't live like humans. Again, how did they make it there and back on foot extremely quickly without freezing to death? The North Pole isn't your typical Canadian winter day, you know. It's much colder.
Well, I know who did the spring clean. It was Samuel the Camel and Captain Feathersword.
There is no way that Samuel the Camel did the quote-unquote spring clean. A camel will just make more of a mess in your house. I'm sure Captain Feathersword did all the work. Every story about where Samuel the Camel even came from isn't even true. They just went to their local costume store in Australia and bought themselves a camel costume and plopped it on the Captain Feathersword. And thus Samuel the Camel was born.
We ask him a question and he says, you do, to every question we ask.
Any question? More like just one question, because all you ever ask him is, who loves your baby? And the fact that you're asking a camel, who loves you baby, especially with Simon and his seductive, deep-voiced, flirty tone, is just, that's kind of illegal, don't you think? Also, before I forget, I'm going to add another thing, because camels aren't even able to talk or mimic human speech. That's a parrot's job.
My turn, ready? Who loves your baby?
I bet he was confused because you sounded like you were saying, who loves your baby? He doesn't have kids. Or at least not that I know of. How How did they not already know from the start who had the best Christmas bow? Everyone else's bow is just a singular color bow with a few diamantes, and then Emma's is just an explosion. Geez, Emma, you're gonna commit a murder here. Okay, so Emma's Christmas bow got copyright striked, and I can't find any video with the footage. But I'll say that they left in this blooper, except for, you know. Baubles is not gonna make any sense to those who aren't Australian either. But they're ornaments, by the way.
Don't forget the star too.
I hate how offbeat that was.
I said 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
The 1, 2, 3 and I said 1, 2, 3's placements are swapped here for some reason.
Everybody has a dream at Christmas. You know, a city they'd like to visit, somewhere they like to celebrate Christmas.
No, that's not true. Most people's dream destinations are staying in the comfort of their own home opening Christmas presents on Christmas, not going some random location just to celebrate Christmas.
Toronto, the land of the bow.
As someone who lives in Ontario, Canada, I can confirm that Toronto is not the land of the bow, so can you not? Seriously, did everyone want to go to places with O at the end just so it could rhyme with the song? Bruh. This isn't accurate because this is what they're actually hearing right now. The transition error thing happens again.
Oh, that's Octopulian for let's dance.
No, octopuses don't have a language. That was actually alien for I don't know what the heck I'm saying. First you got swaying like a Christmas tree, then you've got making reindeer antlers, and now you've got bopping on the spot. One of these things is not like the others. Ugh, Dorothy with ballet slippers instead of her huge feet is a cursed image for me. Also, how are you outside in the snow in Australia? Unless you went back to the North Pole again just for this whole thing, and you somehow haven't frozen to death again.
Have a Merry Christmas, Emma.
Have a Merry Christmas, Simon.
Have a Merry Christmas, Lachy.
And don't forget our friends Bert and Patty.
Oh, you're not even gonna wish Anthony a Merry Christmas? Well, that's just disrespectful. Oh wow, this is totally a great way to make the kids realize that Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus were just actors all along. As a reward for being on the set, have our props used in this special.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
They really did not know if they were going to be saying everyone or everybody.
Needs a little tweaking.